This morning on DC News Now, DOJ storms into the U.S. Institute of Peace, continuing a crackdown on foreign aid. Why some officials are calling the act an illegal takeover. And a beautiful Tuesday forecast. Meteorologist Brittany Ward tracking sunny skies and highs in the mid-60s. And new details in the search for a missing college student, what the person of interest in the case is saying to authorities. And the district's budget still in limbo.
These are local dollars, these are not federal dollars.
Leaders pleas to federal lawmakers to patch a $1 billion spending gap. And a D.C. apartment building trying to take out the trash.
My eyes haven't seen things like this, ever.
Neighbors in Northeast fed up with a massive garbage pile.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Well, good morning, and thanks for starting your Tuesday with us here on DC News Now. I'm Tanaya Wright.
Good morning, Jim, Corey, James. Happy Tuesday to you. Shanika's off this morning, but meteorologist Brittany Ward is in for meteorologist Jackie with the forecast today. And yeah, very windy out there as you start the day.
Yeah, it's a bit blustery as we kickstart your Tuesday. The good news is we are going to be warming things up and we're going to be seeing less winds. But stepping out the door, definitely want to grab the jacket. We're sitting at 41 degrees right now in the nation's capital. You're below the freezing mark as you head over there to Frederick, coming in at 30 degrees. We're sitting in the upper 20s there in Cumberland, coming in at 28 degrees, lower 40s there in Lexington Park. So overall, very chilly start to our day today. Now, those winds are also on the breezier side. We are seeing them sustain at about 15 miles per hour in the nation's capital. Still shifting out of the northwest, which ushered in that cooler air we felt last night into this morning. The good news is we'll start to see lighter conditions as we head through your Tuesday afternoon. We'll also start to see a switch in our winds coming out of the south. So keep it here. We'll have a full breakdown of this forecast and what to expect, guys, up next.
All right, Brittany, thank you. We're hosting breaking news this morning out of the Middle East. Israel attacks bombing the Gaza Strip, killing more than 320 Palestinians. This all according to Gaza's health ministry. The attack shattering a period of relative calm that has been in place since January. Meantime, Hamas is accusing Israel of overturning the ceasefire agreement and exposing Israeli hostages to, quote, unknown fate. Israel says strikes were launched because of a lack of progress to extend the ceasefire. Of course, this is a developing story, and we'll bring you the very latest right here on DC News Now. Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency continues to make waves in our nation's capital, this time storming the U.S. Institute of Peace.
Yeah, Musk's DOJ team has been targeting agency after agency since President Trump took office. Our Candace Cole joins us now with more on the latest move by the administration. Candace.
Good morning, guys. Well, Musk's so-called chainsaw of democracy has not yet run out of gas, now putting the U.S. Institute of Peace on the chopping block. But what you might not realize is that that organization is not a federal agency. The USIP is actually an independent nonprofit that was founded by Congress back in 1984 to broker peace deals in conflict areas overseas. But that did not stop Musk and his team from strong-arming their way into the organization Monday night after being denied entry on Friday by USIP President George Moose, who was subsequently fired. Moose was removed from the building Monday by Metro PD, according to a DOJ statement on X. Now, Virginia Congressman Don Beyer has called DOJ's actions a break-in.
It's a congressionally chartered nonprofit, and like thousands of nonprofits, it gets some federal funding, but that's all subject to review by Congress, not the President of the United States. I'm just here to make sure the American people know that this is a violation of the law. It's almost certainly unconstitutional.
Meanwhile, Moose says he's determined to restore access to the building for USIP employees. Corey, Tanaya.
Thank you, Candace. Well, in a recent executive order, President Trump silencing the voice of America. Now, the federal-backed news agency is heard around the world, and this executive order, nearly all staff are now on paid administrative leave. Over the weekend, a press release from the U.S. Agency for Global Media said the agency is not salvageable. One of those workers is reacting to the news.
I wasn't exactly surprised that it had happened. I was surprised at how quickly it had happened.
Contractors on paid administrative leave receiving emails stating that they were being terminated as of March 31st. Full-time employees on leave still in limbo. And D.C. leaders are working on a plan to meet the city's financial needs.
Yeah, this comes after the Senate passed a federal funding bill that could potentially slash $1 billion from the D.C. budget. Leaders now waiting on the House to approve an amendment to that bill, but members are currently on recess. Mayor Bowser says in its plan there will be no immediate cuts, layoffs, or furloughs.
We're midway through, and even with reverting to a 24 budget, there is no department in the government that is exceeding that. So we are proceeding just as we did last week.
The House is scheduled to return from its recess Monday.
And in Maryland, state lawmakers are anxious about cuts to the federal workforce. Now, state officials say as many as 11,000 Marylanders who work for the federal government could be laid off. Montgomery County State Delegate Lily Cheh said that at a conference in Frederick, the state must be proactive.
Federal layoffs disproportionately affect a community like Frederick and Montgomery and the National Capital Region. We need to make sure that our communities are held together in this difficult time.
Delegate Cheh also said that the state could be impacted by the loss of federal grants and contracts that were awarded to Maryland-based firms. And for the first time since he appointed himself chair of the Kennedy Center, President Trump is touring the facility.
Yeah, it comes as protesters fight back against the president's changes that have resulted to canceled performances. DC News Now's Max Marcilla has the latest.
This is a big part of D.C.
As President Trump stood in the president's box at the Kennedy Center, he said there is much room for improvement at the cultural center of the district.
We're going to make a lot of changes, including the seats, the decor, pretty much everything. It needs a lot of work.
In the weeks since he named himself Kennedy Center chairman, Trump has taken aim at the shows performed, calling them woke. Now he's focusing on the design and space.
I never realized this was in such bad shape.
The Kennedy Center's operations and maintenance are funded by Congress, but much of its budget comes from private donations and ticket sales. A small group of protesters, including Barbara Cohen King, who came from Frederick, Maryland, stood outside the center as Trump led the board meeting. She's concerned of the changes he could make.
This is someplace for us, for the people, and I feel that he is going to change what the meaning of the arts is here.
One supporter of the president, Alicia McMillan, says she doesn't have a strong opinion on Kennedy Center, but says this.
I hope that we will get to having more wholesome performances.
Whatever the performances are, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser is putting pressure on Trump and his new team of allies, saying they have big shoes to fill.
I hope that they have a robust plan to bring the arts and celebrate the arts, the diversity of the arts in Washington, D.C.
And that was our Max Marcilla reporting. Trump was also asked about the Kennedy Center honors, and he skipped that during his first term in office. He told reporters he felt no one was selected for those honors unless they were radical left, but did say they will continue.
Your time right now is 6:07. The search for a missing Northern Virginia college student has intensified. There's new video surfacing showing her at an outdoor bar with a man who looks like the person officials believe was the last to see her before she disappeared. Now take a look at your screen. Local investigators say this is a person of interest. This is Joshua Rive. He was seen walking with her outside of the prosecutor's office in Punta Cana on Friday. The Minnesota student was at the beach with her. His attorney says police confiscated his passport and he's not allowed to leave as the investigation continues. And investigators say that he told them that the two went to the ocean together where they were caught by a wave and pulled out to sea. He says he managed to bring her back to shore but then lost sight of her. Now on March 6th, while on spring break, she was there at the Dominican Republic with friends.
6:08 is your time right now in Virginia. One of the top leaders in the state's Department of Education abruptly quits after less than 2 years on the job. Lisa Coons announced her resignation, saying she is pursuing new opportunities. She was appointed as superintendent of public instruction by Governor Glenn Youngkin. That happened back in March of 2023. His office released a statement reading in part, quote, Governor Youngkin deeply values Dr. Coons' dedication to Virginia students, parents, and educators. And some good news for NASA. The astronauts stuck in space now heading back home.
Yes, they are finally. They've been stuck at the International Space Station for almost a year now. NASA says a replacement crew arrived this weekend. They are being shuttled back to Earth in a SpaceX capsule along with 2 other astronauts. They are set to land on Earth this afternoon in the Gulf of Mexico.
All right, good to get them back here safely. Well, we're seeing more signs of spring in D.C. D.C. as the iconic cherry blossoms are now a step closer to peak bloom. The cherry trees have now reached stage 2 out of 6. The National Park Service says we're now able to see the larger green florets on trees along the tidal basin that will soon become pink petals. Then in stage 3, we'll see the florets grow into more clusters, and by stage 4, the start of buds will elongate, and then we'll start to see the beginning of the puffy blooms, and finally the trees will be full of cherry blossoms.
I can't wait. Honestly, I'm so excited to see them when they come out and blossom. I'm sure it'll be amazing.
The Park Service says full bloom is expected to start around March 28th. Be sure to stay with DC News Now this morning. We have a reporter who is live at the tidal basin giving us a look at stage 2 of those cherry blossom trees. All right, 6:10 is your time right now on this Tuesday. The Terps are headed to the big dance.
All right, well, we are taking you to College Park to show you how the community is excited to cheer on the men's and the women's teams this March. Plus, it's smelly, rotten, and 5 feet high. A DC community's efforts to get rid of a massive pile of trash outside of their apartment complex.
All right, let's check in with meteorologist Brittany Ward. It is getting warmer, Brittany.
Yeah, we are going to be seeing those warmer temperatures as we head through the day today, but it is a chilly start, so keep it here. We'll have a full breakdown of that forecast and what to expect after the break.